3, 2, 1. Go! This is Church of STFU, and today I just want to talk briefly about how we present arguments, and one particular way I think is not a good way to present arguments, and that is anger. Now, obviously we have a lot of people that use anger. In media we have people like Bill O'Reilly. He's an angry guy. He's like a firecracker just waiting to go off into someone's face. On YouTube we have people like Drinking with Bob, who I don't think has anything actually to say, but he's angry, and people like that. The question is, what does anger do for us? And obviously it can be a motivating factor for us. It can help motivate other people, and it can make us feel good. So those are all reasons for fighting and motivating the people that agree with us anyways. But what about the people that don't agree with us, or that are on the fence in some way, or that are just currently outside the argument? Well, if we go to Wikipedia and we look at anger, there are some symptoms listed for aggressive anger. Those symptoms are bullying, destructiveness, grandiosity, hurtfulness, manic behavior, selfishness, threats, unjust blaming, unpredictability, and vengeance. Now I can categorize those into two categories. The first is hurting other people. That's bullying, destructiveness, hurtfulness, selfishness, threats, unjust blaming, unpredictability, and vengeance. The other is unfounded beliefs in our own power, which is manic behavior, selfishness to some extent, and grandiosity. So, first of all, we want to hurt other people once we get angry. That very quickly becomes our purpose. So, whatever we're angry about, that's still there, but our primary goal very quickly becomes, I think, to hurt the other person that's on the other side of the argument. And the second aspect of that is we start feeling really, really righteous. Even if going into it, maybe we were kind of shaky on some aspects. Yes, we kind of were certain about the core ideas, but maybe there was some gray area around the edges. Once we get stuck in and we get angry, there's no such thing. It's black or white. You're either for me or against me. We just crush any opposition. That's what we want to do. Once we're angry enough, we will just go after until we win. As Charlie Sheen says, winning by winning. I win here, I win there. That's what counts once you're angry enough. It's just winning. And unfortunately, unjust blaming. So we start blaming people who were occupying positions that were neutral, or at least not that much opposed to us, and we attack them because they didn't have our position, especially if we have the firepower to back it up. So if we're in the advantage position, and it may not be the advantage position in the whole world, it may just be online, for example. It may just be that on YouTube we can summon great forces. In the real world we may still be despised overall, but on YouTube we've won the battle. Then on YouTube we will behave like victors. We will just trample over the opposition. And we'll stop even presenting arguments. It'll just be a given that we're right. How does that look to the person that comes on and looks at us for the first time and examines the argument. It's not going to look good. As a matter of fact, even if initially we had the better of the argument, we're probably going to pick battles that aren't winnable. We're going to pick battles that are just silly. We're going to try to shepherd the truth onto our side. And if it doesn't work, we'll just pretend like, no, that was a great argument. Can't disagree with me. Look at all those thumbs up. Never mind how that looks to people that are on the fence, that are undecided, or even people that are on your side that still don't agree with how you talked about that particular argument. Because the problem in the end is, once you give in to anger, once you let go of control, and you do the whole I'll do it live kind of thing, your rationality goes out the window. It's not the main factor anymore. It's not what you're trying to achieve. Suddenly what you're trying to achieve is victory by any means possible. And that's not a good thing. That is my opinion, at least. Obviously, as I said, in certain circumstances, righteous anger has its place. For example, say give civil rights movement. You want to protect someone's civil rights, and you need to turn people out on the street. People are lazy. They probably won't go, but if you make them angry, they're more likely to go. So maybe you need to make them somewhat angry. Maybe. And I think that's an evolutionary kind of sad thing, but that may be a good point. But even if that's the case, in general, I think it's a bad approach. And I think, especially if you're someone like me, someone who does not like violence and aggression. If you don't like violence and aggression, you don't like war, you don't like people attacking each other and killing each other, you don't like punching someone in the face, you should also not like being angry at someone when you're arguing with them. That's another form of aggression and violence. It's hypocritical to say, I don't agree with people dropping bombs, but I do agree with going after people viciously when I'm arguing with them. No, it's not on the same level, obviously. Dropping bombs and killing people is a much, much different level than arguing with someone and making them feel terrible and kind of going after them on that level. But it's the same strand of thinking. And it's actually one that gives rise to the other in the end. And what's more, I think there's such a thing as kind of a global, and this is more of an idea. It's not a theory. But if you're angry towards someone, that affects them, and they're likely to pass that on to someone around them. So when you're angry towards someone, you're actually contributing to world anger, because they pass it on to someone else who passes that on to someone else. So world anger increases as you are angry to people. And they're going to be angry to people that don't even agree with them, and that just makes those people angry in general. So I think in terms of world anger levels, if you think that angry debate is like a great thing, and you have a big audience, and you make lots and lots of people angry, I'm worried that's actually going to be adding to a certain kind of base level of anger that's going to cause more problems than it solves. But that's just me. If you think righteous anger is a good thing, and you think being angry solves every problem, yeah, that's certainly, you're right in your opinion. So if you think that, anger solves problems, then it's a great thing, then that's your opinion, and you're certainly permitted to be angry about everything and to express that to other people. But I'd just be interested in hearing how you think that can convince them or anyone else, and how can that actually contribute to solving the problem. Lastly, someone today mentioned that I look like Rob Schneider, which I'm still not sure whether to take that as a compliment or a terrible offense. But in honor of that comment, I present myself as a carrot. Good night, everyone.